So today we are going to talk about why Microsoft Kaizala, because so many other channels and other tools are available. So why Microsoft Kaizala? We'll talk about the use case for Kaizala and architecture of the Kaizala. We'll talk about the group management and important about the developer support, and we'll also see some cool demos. So let's see the exciting features of Microsoft Kaizala. And why Microsoft? So let me give you some background around, we'll understand the background around before we get into the details and understand why Microsoft Kaizala. Okay, so this is the current landscape of the workforce. So if whatever company you're working in, this is kind of, workforce what we see in an organization. So we have a management, we have office staff, people like us who work on the desktop connected to workstations, laptops, and we have field sales and task owners, task workers, and we have the other users like the end users who are the field level people who work directly with the customers and who are customer facing. So we have two types of users: desktop primary users and the value chain users. So these are called like the first line users. So the first line, what I mean is these are the users who are on the go, who are mobile, who are talking with our customers, who are the brand ambassador for the products of what the company is working on. So we have been always working on connected to desktop, and we have all these good apps which we can use for enterprise activities. But for the users who are on the mobile, they have challenges when they're moving on the go. They have challenges around using the enterprise apps. In the today's dynamics of the world and the working of the IT, we see that the people who are on the go use mobile apps, and mobile apps have been we have seen exponential growth in the mobile area. So we have initiatives like bring your own device and one device, and so these are the initiatives which are undertaken by most of the companies these days. But when it comes to using those applications, there are not all applications available to use and at the enterprise level. Not all apps support that, and if they support, not all those functionalities which are provided by the enterprise apps are provided. Okay, so when Microsoft took the customer feedback, talked with multiple focus groups, and they took feedback from the customers, what they found is most of the companies said that their task workers are not connected to the modern workplace. So the task workers who are on the go, they're not connected directly to the modern workplace. They lack the digital channel. And if we have to enable the communication with a larger group is a challenge. So we have seen that the preferred way of sending any communication is emails. And this has been, the trend that whenever you have to send a communication, that there has been email is a preferred way to send it. But it happens that those emails or those emails are not are missed by the employees, and those are not properly, either they are not received at the time that at that which they have to be received. Even they are received, they are missed because of the huge pile of emails what we have. And then the consumer messaging apps. So then what happened is there are so many communication for communication, employees start using the consumer messaging apps. You can take an example of using a WhatsApp or any other chat apps which are available. But the problem with this consumer messaging apps is they are low on confidentiality, and the enterprise owners, they don't have any enterprise administrators, they don't have any control over those apps. There are inefficiencies in task management. So if you have to manage any task, or your field employees are on the go, and if you assign some tasks to them, or collecting the data from them, or they want some information from you, it happens on the phone calls, or they have taken some notes on the phone, but then that information, if it is converted back to or communicated back to the enterprise, there are inefficiencies in that. And overall, to aggregate and analyzing, for aggregating and analyzing, data, what is being shared with, between the field employees and as well as the first line workers, and whatever data is shared with them, that aggregating and analyzing is very difficult. Say for example, there is a area or there is a region for which the field employees, you send some communication to them. So how many of them are using it? How many have been accessed it? How many have opened that email, or some tasks are sent to them? So how many have completed it? How many have not completed it? If you have to do that, it's really difficult. Even if consider a scenario that we as an organization, we have a quarterly submission of goals, and there have been, every time emails are sent to people. It's not that we don't want, or we don't those goals are not, we don't want to enter it. It is that the deadlines and the emails which are sent, who has completed it, who has not completed it, that is the challenge of aggregating and analyzing the data by the HR. So you can take any given departments, and they have their own challenges about aggregating and analyzing data. So if you see the span of the modern workplace, 67% of the workers already use their personal devices in the workplace. 80% of the workers use non-approved apps for work, okay, and 73% of the workers use consumer messaging apps for business purposes. Say, I have seen myself, there are so many, consumer messaging apps which are used within the teams so that they can collaborate and create a group and then talk on that and share information within it. But when an information is shared on that group, that the enterprise doesn't have any control on that information, and the confidentiality of that information shared is always compromised because it is a consumer messaging app. So taking all these challenges, if you see the information worker, first line worker value chain, they has to be the information or the data which is shared between them. It has to have a security, and there should be some compliance around the data which is shared, and there needs to be some kind of analyzing and aggregation of the data when it is shared. So how it is consumed and what is the impact of that information which is shared with the users. So considering all those factors, this is a new app which was introduced by Microsoft. The name of the app is Microsoft Kaizala. So the features of this app is, this is secure messaging for the work, and work management is, it has secure messaging and work management. It can connect with anyone through open directory model. This is a very important factor for first line users or for first line workers. And digitize the business process with action cards. So I'll talk about the action cards, but task and work management with integrated chat, audio, video calling. So these are the features what a normal chat application has, but along with that, it has enterprise grade security, compliance, and data ownership. And this chat application is integrated as part of Office 365. Once it is integrated with Office 365, all the data, all the information which is available, that can be integrated with multiple applications and line of business applications. That is a very good feature. Now talking about the phone number based, so it connects with open directory model. So only using the phone number you can use this application, for onboarding people. Say for example, you have a new drug is launched. I'm talking about a pharma company. Consider an example of a pharma company where a new drug is launched, and then you have contracted brand promotion to a group, to external vendor, and those vendors, when you want that information from them or need to communicate that information to them and get the information back from them, there will be so the onboarding of that users can be easily done with Microsoft Kaizala using their phone number. So you can just use their phone numbers, create a group, exchange the information, take all the information which is shared by them, and then take that into your enterprise and then analyze the data. So it is really flexible way to onboard the users and dissolve the groups as well once the work is done. You can have large communication groups, so there is no limit on the number of users like Teams has. It has like 2500 is the limit of number of users you can add to a group. But here you don't have any limitation. You can add millions of users to one group. Okay, and talking about the action cards. So custom action cards, workflows, and reporting, all these can be done with the action cards. This platform is highly extensible. You can build your own micro apps, you can build integration with your line of business, and you can gain insights with advanced analytics. You can create a content pack with Power BI and take all the data which is available in Microsoft Kaizala and take it forward from there. Any questions so far? Own micro apps, you can build integration with your line of business. Proceed. So these are the design principles of Kaizala. Okay, so the three design principles of Kaizala, it is communication, work management, and security and manageability. So communication, that is the important thing. The collaboration is what we are talking about here. So connect with large group of people inside or outside of the organization. So whether it's your full-time employees or whether your contractors, vendors, or field employees or anyone else whom you are communicating. So connect with large groups. Work management is like you can coordinate with tasks for common work scenarios and get actionable insights. Say, for example, your field employees are working, so where exactly they are working? Have they reached there? Or what kind of tracking are there? And some information is shared with them, or if they want to share some information. So that kind of actionable action cards can be created and information can be gathered. And then the third and important pillar is security and manageability. So the security, because it is underlying, you have Office 365, based on the Office 365 principles, everything is secure, and the group policies or the policies which are enterprise level policies which are adopted, that trickle down to these applications, Kaizala as well. Move on to the next slide. So before we talk about the Kaizala's unique approach, see, for a given app or a given collaboration platform, what are our business needs? It is we want to engage our employees. We want to connect with customers. If we, that is, by create a private channel to talk with your customers and get their feedback. We can to optimize your operations. Like track attendance and verify through pictures or checklist, and getting the coordinates of where the users are working or where your field employees are working or your first line workers are working, and streamline your sales, like collect data, track progress. What is that people are really looking into, or that trend analysis, what we need to do, that is another business need, and integrate it with IT infrastructure. So secure your organization data and easily integrate the Kaizala with our existing workflows. So all that data which is available, it should be secured, and it should be, we should be able to integrate that data within our existing infrastructure. So these are the business needs, and considering that, Kaizala's unique approach is it has large groups, so unlimited users can be added. You have the option of creating action cards. So there are multiple action cards created inbuilt. The application itself provides a lot of action cards, and you can also create your custom actions, using those. Aggregated reports and analytics at each level of your organizational hierarchy. So you can create groups, or you can use that data which is available, whatever groups which are created in Kaizala, you can use that data, you can aggregate those reports and do analysis of that. Extensible platform, I already told that the important part of this having collaboration is not only having the data or the chat which is there, but getting that information into other applications and having, so that data can be accessed using this APIs. So APIs are available and workflows can be triggered, and this data can be pushed into other applications and so on and so forth. So this platform is highly extensible. Now management portal. So whenever an application is there, we always want an administrator access where the administrator can control the things what are happening within an organization, or within for the first line users, or within the whole workforce of your organization. So that you can control with the management portal. So to which group you want to give access, if you want to give access, to what level the access needs to be there. Should we allow them to share the data, copy the data, or anything, or and everything of that sort? can be managed using management portal. I'll just show a demo. In the demo, it will be clear. And the data ownership and security, that is about the Office 365 underlying Office 365 principles. Help you to complete ownership of the data will be with the organization. It is Office 365 and policies can be set up to control the access and protect the data. Okay, so action cards. So these action cards, which is an important feature within Kaizala, you can coordinate work using action cards in the context of conversations. So you can see in the image as well. So there is a feedback survey. There is Let's Meet is another action card. So these are the action cards, and using this action card, you can coordinate your work. Okay, there are built-in action cards like jobs, surveys, checklists. So these are the action cards which are already available. You can create that for a group, and then you can share it and collect the information from that. And you have an option of no code. Like there are action designer is available where you can design the custom action and publish it for the group, or you can write your own custom action card not with a template, but your own action card. Say, for example, I'll give you an example of custom action card. Like when a user comes into your home, like an UPS delivery person comes to your home and you want a signature. So that tool which is using, instead of that, if he's using this Kaizala app, we can integrate and have the signature, action card created. The user will, as soon as he does a signature on the app, that information can trigger the workflow and the rest of the things can happen. So that is possible in Kaizala. It has the extensible platform and customer business solution. We don't need manual paper-based processes on mobile, and it can be digitized. So there are two versions of Kaizala available. One is the free version which is available, which can be used as a chat app. You can draw a lot of parallels with this app and WhatsApp. You can Kaizala versus WhatsApp. You can draw a lot of parallels in that. So free version is available and pro version is available, which comes with an enterprise license. And they'll also show you the licensing of part of it. But it comes with an enterprise license, and all these additional features you get with the pro version. Okay, and the features what you need for development, you can do custom cards, custom reports, and integration with department application. That can be done.